Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cozy Conversations. I am Harshita Anand, and I'm a counseling psychologist and a psychotherapist in India. I am your host for this podcast. As you can see, I am holding the mic. Just a cute joke which I like to crack sometimes. Okay, coming back to this is a podcast about mental health where I invite people who actually would like to talk about their life or mental health stories or in general what they have been through and how they have handled certain mental health situations. Now, today, I'm very pleased to actually invite a friend, a colleague, a very amazing psychologist, and a very compassionate person, Jasmeet Kaur. And she would be actually sharing with us a lot of things. So let's welcome her first. Hi, Jasmeet.
Hi, Harshita. Thank you so much for having me here. This is amazing. I
Yeah,
love
we are
it.
finally doing it.
Yes, we are finally doing it. And
Okay.
this was also, I just want to mention, like, this was a very, very spontaneous idea that happened in like literally quick seconds. And here we are.
Yes, here we are. And I want this conversation to be as smooth and quirky and just, plain and, in the flow sort of. So, people who are watching, you will see some fumbles, glitches, glimpses of our raw, personalities. So, please brace yourself for that. Anyways, coming back to now that you're here, Jasmeet, first of all, thank you so much for coming. And I wanted to start with what did you have for breakfast?
What did I have for breakfast? So my go-to breakfast is bread, jam, butter, or a cup pura coffee.
Wow,
That's it.
that's it?
That's my breakfast. मेरे को बस यही चाहिए सुबह. That's it. कभी कभी थोड़ा सा I mix and match इधर उधर, but this is like my comfort breakfast that I go for every single day.
Bread jam butter sounds so nostalgic and childhood vibes.
Yeah. I think this came बहुत खाती थी मैं बचपन में and plus like my brother is someone who loves to like experiment things in food and blah blah blah, right? So he's that kind of a person. तो वो मेरे को नए नए फूड कॉम्बिनेशंस ट्राई कराता रहता था. पहले मेरा ब्रेकफास्ट होते थे पराठे with मक्खन and दूध, like a typical Punjabi breakfast that you have. But then my brother introduced me to bread jam butter, and here we are today.
Perfect. Okay. So that's a beautiful breakfast to have. And I would say you've maintained it. You plus you have a breakfast. That's like applause for
Absolutely.
that.
If in my defense, I would definitely say that it's more of like a brunch than a breakfast. So yeah, that's that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And now coming to the part about, we talked about that breakfast and seems like you're trying to take care of yourself by having brunch or whatever. And
Hmm.
you make sure that there's comfort in your routine. So as a mental health professional that you are, could you
Hmm.
share some perspective with me that what basically made you feel like that you need to be a mental health therapist?
Oh wow, interesting. So I had never studied psychology
Mm-hmm.
in my school time. I didn't even know this subject existed. ठीक है. And I was a commerce with maths background student. It was very, very evident that I'll do a BBA, I'll do some job, do my MBA, and then you're set for life. That's what it was. But unfortunately, of course, like the universe and the God had very different plans for me. We went to this career counselor and it was just something like a just something to explore that my parents also wanted to explore with me, I guess. Just that option. So we went to a career psychologist. They take some aptitude tests, as we know, and उसमें निकल के आया कि I have this inclination towards psychology and being an actor. So I had to choose the struggle.
Acting as a
Yeah.
psychologist? Wow, that's diverse.
So I had to choose what struggle I had to take in life. And I chose psychology. One, because like that inclination was something that it was very interesting. I went back home, read about what psychology was, at least जो भी मुझे जितना समझ में आया उस time पे. It seemed very interesting to me. And the other thing was that I was getting admission on my own merit. मैंने कहा यार, if this is happening, then this is what I'm doing. The only thing I think I knew at that time was that I didn't want to do commerce. That was the
Mm.
only thing that was driving me into this direction, that I didn't want to do something. Um, so yeah, and then psychology happened, and then I think my life changed for good. And my perspectives changed. My I met so many different kinds of people in this field, स्पेशली ड्यूरिंग माई मास्टर्स. आई थिंक मैं और सीरियस हो गई थी इस फील्ड को लेके. उससे पहले आई वाज अ वेरी गो विद द फ्लो, नॉट एम्बिशियस.
Hmm.
देखेंगे हो जाएगा, जो अपॉर्चुनिटी आ रही है देखेंगे, विल सी. आई वाज ऑलवेज दैट काइंड ऑफ अ पर्सन. बट आई थिंक ड्यूरिंग माई मास्टर्स आई मेट माई बेस्ट फ्रेंड, and that changed a lot of things for me. She was this focused, passionate, ambitious person, towards psychology. And मतलब 100 चीजें पढ़नी है उसको, 100 चीजें जाननी है. And I think that rubbed off on me quite well, I think. And yeah, and here I am today. I think that
Beautiful.
just sums up my life only completely. That I start with something that I probably didn't want to do, found my direction, and here I am today.
I mean, I think so. That's very important, the way you said it, right? That you don't know in which direction to go, but then you actually still keep going and finally find the direction to go in. And I think so. This is really important considering that a lot of us just feel lost a lot of times.
Yeah.
And after that, we feel like if I'm lost, it's a wrong thing. And, maybe I don't know the direction. It's such a wrong thing. And
Yeah,
feeling lost is seen so negatively.
absolutely. I think this is all. I think this started from when we were in school, to कि अच्छा अब 10th आ रही है, you have to like select a subject that you will study for the rest of your life. And that's exactly how it kind of starts building up,
Yeah.
when you're kids. And then it turns into this. But to be honest, you have no clue at the age of 14 or 15 that, okay, this is something that I can do for the rest of my life. You know, um, that I think was not really like that's not really like a great direction to at least start from. That I'm just talking about very personal opinion here,
Yeah, of course, of
right?
course. Everybody has a
Like,
different way of being
yeah,
and,
absolutely.
moving through life.
Yeah, and I think it started for me in the direction of I didn't want to do something
Yeah.
which pushed me somewhere, right? And I think that's a great way to start. That if you're sure that you don't want to do something and you don't even go into that direction, don't waste time, right? You just go there. So yeah,
That's actually a beautiful perspective. I don't know what to do, but I know I don't want to do this for sure.
yeah, exactly, exactly. You get that? Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I do get that. Like, I also had one direction I didn't want to go in. I was sure of that. But where
Uh-huh.
else was like, I'll have to figure that one out.
Right. Right. But then you get saved from all the time and energy and effort that you're supposed to like put in these aspects of कि अच्छा explore करना है, समझना है क्या है
Mm,
मेरे लिए, क्या
mm.
नहीं है. I think a great way to start is to know what you don't want, is to know what you don't like. And I think that's the easiest thing to
Yeah,
figure out, you
yeah.
know, easiest thing to figure out. And especially even I think again it starts from like childhood कि मुझे ये सब्जी तो खानी ही नहीं है, मैं नहीं खाऊँगी, कभी नहीं खाऊँगी. You
Yeah,
know?
makes a lot of sense. And I'm so glad that you got career counseling. I think so. A lot of people don't understand the importance of how children, or even a lot of people, do need like somebody to push them in a direction or tell them that
Yeah,
maybe this direction is not for you. And that
yeah,
helps. Guidance helps a lot. People just don't know how to ask for it a lot of times.
absolutely. And I think even it's just, you can use these things for yourself, especially when you just come out of 12th, you have no clue,
Hmm.
no idea of admissions kaise hote hai, college applications, this that it's like so much on a 12th grade student.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
like you have to figure out your life now. This is what you do for the rest of your life. Figure it out now. You know, there is so much pressure. So yeah, taking help, and I'm so glad again, my parents were also so open to this.
Hmm.
That they were the ones who actually took me to the counselor. And even if they just wanted to explore that option somehow,
Yeah.
um, that's just what they did without any expectation of ki kuch hoga, nahi hoga, will some conclusion come out of it, not come out of it.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think that really helped as well, at that particular time. Yeah.
Definitely. The openness to basically just letting your child be like, I don't know,
Yeah.
help me.
Yeah. 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 Absolutely. So, even them understanding the fact that, okay, this was that I didn't want to do commerce,
Hmm.
that was like that was a big thing for me.
Hmm.
And to just have them be open towards like other options of
Yeah.
careers and everything. Um, because my dad was pretty much set that okay, this is the line that we need to go with, or या फिर CA करो, because again, commerce and math student, right?
Yeah.
Because these are the two major options that you have. BCom honors करो, CA करो, and then you are good to go.
Yeah.
But I'm again glad that they listened to me, that I didn't want to do commerce, and then they
Hmm.
explored other options. And
Hmm.
yeah, I'm touch wood. I think I'm doing great for myself, personally and professionally. So yeah.
That's actually beautiful. I really wanted to ask you, was there a specific turning point in your life you want to share, or was this the turning point for you in your life? Or are there
Um,
multiple turning points? I'm
for sure. I think there were multiple turning points happening, probably even simultaneously in my life. I think because you're going once you're just going through it. Once those turning points start in your life, I don't think they stop ever. Right? So
yeah,
I think there were multiple, but if you're talking about like my journey in career, in
yeah,
my profession, um, I think one, me realizing that I didn't want to do something, and second, my parents being very open and understanding about this was
yeah.
the biggest turning point in my life.
Hmm.
It literally shaped and directed my journey
Hmm.
till this point, up to this
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
So I would definitely say that these were like two very big milestones, or these turning points that I had in my life, for sure.
So if I had to go towards a little bit about your personal life, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if we go towards a little bit about relationships and other parts of your life, other
Yeah.
aspects of your life,
Yeah.
is there a turning point which you had and you realized something which was very significant in your life?
Um, See, if it comes to relationships, I think again, I don't know turning points per se, but I would want to bring in some factors that really helped at
Hmm.
that particular time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, sure.
So I think like just having friends who were so again like supportive and understanding and like non-judgmental completely. And we've been friends, I think, since nursery now. So it's been like 25, 24 years of this friendship that has been going touchwood. And so these people know everything about me, everything about my life, how I am, what I like, what I don't like. Since again we've been together since forever. So I think that really helped during when I was going through phases of relationships, when I was with people, and they always used to give me the truth in the face.
Oh, that's important.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. They let me do whatever I wanted to do, right?
Yeah.
But they were they were not controlling in any way, but what they did was they never shied away from telling me the truth. That okay, this
Mm.
is just me. This is not okay. This is not right. You will bear these consequences if you do this, right?
Yeah.
So they just used to give me like straight up. Okay, so this is what's happening. This is what's going to happen. You want to take that call? Okay, we are here for you. And to even have that kind of I don't want to use the word maturity because I I don't want to again glorify this
Yeah.
at a young age at that particular time, but just that sensibility of okay, I you cannot shy away from telling someone the truth
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
something that again was a turning point in
Yeah.
my relationships, you know.
Yeah.
Um that created again multiple turning points in my relationship
Hmm.
aspect as well.
Hmm.
Um Otherwise I think personally अगर मैं बोलूँ तो I think there was something of course I think I still struggle with and um it is that I used to feel that I'm not attractive enough and I used to feel that I'm not pretty enough and other
Hmm.
girls are like so much prettier and so that was something that I still sometimes struggle with. It's a lot better thankfully to therapy and just insight and all of these things, all of the tools that helped at that time. But yeah, this is still something that I do struggle with. Sometimes that insecurity definitely comes up. So if we're
Hmm.
talking about a turning point there,
Yeah.
I think I would say that just giving up and not doing anything about it was something that worked for me. And this is something that I'm saying after ki I've done everything. I used to like Google how to appear confident,
Okay.
what you need to do to appear confident, and
Mm-hmm.
all of these things. I used to just Google, talk to myself, practice in the mirror, all of these Google techniques that were that were there. So that's what I used to do. And after a while, I was like, you know what? I'm not doing anything. If someone wants to love me, they'll love me for who I am. As simple as that. Like I'm not making any effort anymore. I'm done.
So basically, you said I tried my best. I tried
Yeah,
to do a lot of things, but
yeah,
now I'm at a point where I feel like that if somebody really wants to love me, they will love me nonetheless.
yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. So I think just this just giving up at least in that scenario after again I've done anything and everything to change things, to change myself, try
Hmm.
different trends, looks, whatever on me.
Uh-huh.
I was like, but that's not me at the end of the day. It wasn't. And just giving up after that I think was something that really really worked out for me, especially with this thing of being accepting towards my own self, being and if somebody again wants to love me, this is how I am. Because even the efforts that I used to make or the trends I used to follow, I
Hmm.
used to only be able to keep them up for a very limited period of time.
Yeah, of course, because that's like something externally you are doing so much to put up that facade or put up that face and mask.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely right. So only बहुत limited time के लिए I could just like sustain it.
Yeah.
And then I used to also give up on that, then try new thing. And then it was like a cycle. It was like a repetitive cycle that kept
Hmm.
happening. Um, so yeah, I sort of just decided one day that I'm giving up on this. I just want to dress how I want to dress. I will wear whatever I want to wear. And I will look, I will put makeup as much as I want to. And
Yeah.
that's it. That's about it. But I would definitely say during that experimentation that I was doing, all of those new trends that I've tried, all of
Yeah.
those things that I did,
Yeah.
even that facade that I wanted to maintain, um, I think again it helped me reach um, what resonated with me. You know,
Mm.
there were some things from some trends that I really liked. There were some things that I didn't like. The
Yeah.
ones that I liked, I carried with me,
Yeah.
and some that I didn't, I let them be. I didn't do any of it again ever. So just like trying and exploring and giving yourself that space also, I think, even
Mm.
though again it was coming from a space of insecurity,
Yes.
right? But just doing it and then giving up on it one day was great, I think. Yeah.
So you were like, I've seen everything, I've tried everything. If people still wanna love me, they will. And also, I think so. The part about giving up, I wanted to really focus on that. The phrase that never give up is so easily and very frankly used by people and thrown in your face. Never give up. And
Yeah,
from a very young age, we are taught never give up. And I don't really understand that why are we so stuck with that phrase when, in certain situations it's so necessary to just, sit back and be like, I can't do this anymore.
absolutely. Absolutely. For sure. For sure.
So
Yeah.
I think so it's important to sometimes just leave it and give up, because never give up is like never say never.
Yeah. Absolutely. See, it's a contradiction in itself, right? It's a contradiction in itself. But yeah, I would definitely say knowing when to give up on something
Hmm.
is very important. Even if that means that you've given it your all, you've given it 100% of your effort, you've given it everything that you had,
Yeah.
and even then, let's say you're not getting results, I think give up. It's okay. It's absolutely fine to do that, for sure.
I think so. There's a lot of shame with giving up as well.
Mm,
There's a lot of shame which comes with, oh, I'm not supposed to ever give up. And oh, if I give up so easily, who am I as a person? You know?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
that's so much like, I think so. We associate so many things with strength, willpower, and everything. Like, if you have the strength, you will be able to like get through this no matter what. It's like,
absolutely. Yeah. But
it's like if somebody tells
I
you,
just actually want
yeah,
to ask those people. Now, again, this is a personal question, okay?
yeah,
Personal question. Now,
yeah,
strength, resilience, all of these things that we're talking about can look
yeah,
so different for different
yeah,
people,
100%.
right? It can have various definitions. But अगर तुम ऑक्सफोर्ड डिक्शनरी की डेफिनेशन के हिसाब से ही चलते जाओगे without any additions, without any subtractions in that to suit yourself, um, I think again it also works for some people, for sure,
Definitely. Yeah.
right? Which is why again they hold it also so close to their
Mm,
heart.
mm,
But
mm.
yeah, this is what worked for me. you know,
Yeah.
just giving up is like strength in itself. It's not easy to give up, right?
No,
As
it's not.
as we are talking about, it's not that easy to give up. It's not something, again, something that you've tried so much for, something that you've given so much of yourself to,
Mm, mm.
um that thing not working out is super disheartening,
Yeah.
for sure, right? um but yeah, again, knowing when to give up is also something that is very crucial.
Yeah.
So anything in excess भी हम कुछ भी करेंगे तो it's going to be bad. हम दूध भी अगर ज्यादा पिएंगे तो it's going to be bad. It is going to
Yeah.
backfire at some point, right?
Yeah, exactly. So basically, all we are trying to say here is everybody who's listening is that we are not saying that you should always give up or you should never give
Yeah,
up. We are saying that maybe knowing what exactly your body needs and to what extent can you push yourself and
yeah,
when to stop pushing yourself is really important. Otherwise, you burn out
yeah,
really badly.
yeah. I mean, again, like that's what worked for me, guys. So that's again like a whole personal experience that I'm telling you about. That
Yeah.
doing something 100% and I gave up after that. Done. मैंने कर लिया जितना जो करना था, अब छोड़ दिया बस. Done.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. That does work for a lot of people.
Hmm.
And if it works for somebody, great. If it doesn't, again, one shoe doesn't fit everybody. So it's
Yeah.
okay to not wear that shoe and find another shoe for yourself.
Yeah,
So
totally.
Coming back to the part about, you being a therapist and, have
Hmm.
been practicing for quite a while now and have actually seen a lot of clients. What is one question you get asked a lot as a therapist?
Um, okay. So the one question that I get asked a lot
Yeah.
is, so when that there comes a time in therapy where your client learns tools, they learn everything, they're
Yeah.
applying those things,
Yeah.
and it's working out for them. There comes a point in therapy with your client. So, but soon when they start realizing that, okay, this is something that is happening, everything's going great, there's a question or a doubt or a fear that comes in, which is, what if I fall back again?
Yeah.
And that is a question that has been asked to me so many times by so many of my clients. And it has always been at that point where they're doing great for themselves, where they've learned again the tools and they're applying it in their lives and it's working out for them. They are able to manage their emotions in a healthier way than before. And this is one question that always comes to their head, that what if this happens again? What if I fall back? Or what if I go back to square one again? Yeah. So that's like a one big major repetitive question that keeps coming up every now and then with my
Hmm.
clients.
Hmm. And is there something you like have in your head you want to share about this question, or what do you personally feel exactly when you think about this question which comes up from your client?
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to go into the psychology of it.
Yeah,
Because of course there are layers. We are therapists. We do
definitely
stumble
there are a
back
lot of
to
layers.
these things, of course. But personally speaking, um, the only simple answer in my head to that question is, you're doing it now. You
Yeah,
can do it all over again. Because
yeah,
now you'll be starting from more experience,
yes,
right? You know what worked for you, you know
yeah,
what didn't work for you. Now you're at that stage, right?
yeah,
And I think it brings me back to that same thing of me trying things out, trying these new trends out,
yeah,
getting to know what works for me, and however trends I wanted to like carry forward with myself and everything.
yeah,
I think it brings back to that same thing that you try, you see what works for you, and then you decide what you want to keep and what you don't want to keep,
yeah.
and you just keep doing that over and over.
That's actually true. It's a life is like a hit and trial method at the end of the day. You're experimenting
Absolutely.
constantly. So even at the end of the therapy journey, when you feel like, will I fall back into it again? You can get up and move again. But if you need some help, that's also okay, because
Yeah.
it's like a mind's gym, right? Like you go back for different exercises or you have different goals in life after a while. So
Yeah.
that's all right.
Yeah.
That's actually a beautiful question, and I think so. A lot of people will understand like what therapy actually means. Like, what are
Yeah.
you doing there?
In
See,
therapy.
yes, what are you doing in therapy? Why do you need to go to therapy? Like, this is what you're doing there. Go.
Yes. You're
Okay.
trying something new, you're trying something different, and something that you probably haven't done before.
Yeah.
And you're, even if you've done it before, you're again, somehow, let's say it didn't work out with that one person,
Yeah.
you're giving another person a chance. Again, that's a new thing that you're doing. So keep exploring, keep giving yourself those chances, those opportunities to try and explore new things as much as possible. The only two outcomes that can come out of it is, one, you'll either like it or you don't like it. You know,
Yeah.
you like it, you keep it with yourself. You don't like it, you remove that from your
Yeah.
life, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. And hence, therapist shopping is very important. What you call therapist shopping, like
Absolutely.
browsing through which therapist works for you, which therapist doesn't work for you.
Yeah, yeah,
And sometimes you might get the first therapist and you like them, and you're like, This is my
Great.
therapist.
Absolutely. But it's about giving yourself that chance. It's about giving yourself that opportunity
Yeah,
to to do that. You know, again,
definitely.
the two outcomes that will be either you like it or you don't like it, right? But once you've given it a try and you know that you don't like it, it's great. You will not waste your time, energy, effort into
Yeah,
that anymore.
yeah,
It's done.
definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. Okay. Another thing
I'm just surprised where this conversation has gone from what breakfast we had to your
yeah, see, that's how conversations work, and that's why we call them the cozy conversations because we just go with the
absolutely
flow. We just work our way through it. So,
nice.
coming back to another thing which I thought of is that if you could, and if you get the chance to like go back to your younger self or a younger version or a previous version of yourself, what's
Mhm.
one piece of knowledge you would really like to give her? Or would you like, you would have wished that she would have known because that's something you know now and that really helps you move through life better.
Uh-huh. I think I actually have to think about this one because it's there's so much
Yeah,
I think I would want that child to know, but I
can't say too much to her right now.
yeah. Uh uh okay. Okay. I think just not taking life too seriously,
Hmm.
you know,
Having
and
some fun with it.
yeah, just having fun with it and romanticizing it, pretending that you're in a movie and you're the main character, you know. I think I think that works. I mean, I would want my younger self to know that because at that particular time, you do take life and feelings and everything very, very seriously.
Hmm.
So I think it's important to have fun. It's important to just again explore things and not worry about the consequences that will happen with it. You know, just enjoy. Don't take life so seriously, honestly. So that's what I would want to tell
Yeah, of
my
course, that's for you.
my
Everybody
younger
has
self.
their own way, but I think
Yeah.
so. The way I look at it when you shared this is also meaning that, when we are young, we feel like everything, whatever our authority figures or
Hmm.
parents or teachers are saying, it's truth, absolute truth, and it's the fact of our life.
Yeah.
And if we don't exactly follow that exact same path, our life is going to end or it'll be doomed.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
so, the fact that it's important to remember that your life is not going to stay exactly the same way, and there's no like, you know, it's not like patthar ki lakeer and it will never change.
Yeah.
When the patthar withers, the line disappears anyways.
Yeah.
So it's okay. Be flexible. Understand that there is going to be growth and there will be better places you will be at. Don't be so serious about life in a way that if I don't do this right, everything will
Yeah.
fall apart.
Absolutely. I think it just needs to be balanced with again this is from my own experience for sure that I kind of like started not taking life so seriously, right? And then I started so I'm into like movies. I love watching movies. I have
Yeah,
always loved watching television.
yeah,
TV was like my favorite pastime. I could watch it for hours on
yeah,
straight, right?
yeah, yeah,
So obviously I think s- I maybe very unconsciously without knowing also, I think I started romanticizing my life at
yeah,
that point,
yeah,
and I was the main character in my movie, right? I am the main character. I'm going through it, and I'm seeing like different phases this main character is going through, these different feelings this main character is going through. And um and obviously like doing anything and everything to sometimes change that or work with that or again like trying different things out. I think that's where the balance struck for me, that I
mm,
will I will romanticize my life. I will definitely like enjoy these little phases that are happening in my lives, in my life. And but I'll also do things that are in my control.
Yeah.
I will do something about it,
Yeah.
I will give it my 100% to change something. If it's still not happening, then I'm romanticizing in a way that, oh, then it's not meant to me. The universe has some other plans for me. That's
Okay.
how it. So that really helped me keep like a very positive
Mindset.
mindset,
Yeah.
especially at that particular time, when you're a teenager and you don't really know what's happening and your feelings are so intense and
Yeah.
everything, right? So I think at that particular time, just striking that kind of balance for myself was, I think that's still my coping to this day. I think
Yeah.
that I am still a main character in my life.
Which is important, which is so
Yeah,
important.
yeah,
I, I think now what I realize is that for the longest period of time, we are never taught that you are the main character of your own story. And we don't
yeah,
remind ourselves that, oh, I need to keep myself first.
yeah,
And that is looked upon, like looked down upon so much that, you're
absolutely.
keeping yourself first. That's so bad of you. That's not something which we have been taught.
Yeah,
But it's so important to remember that you are the main character because it's your story. You are writing the story. So
yes,
why not have
yeah,
that?
yeah, absolutely. I think, again, like a lot of people just forget that. I think there was TV that helped me, realize that somehow, again, maybe very unconsciously or some level,
Hmm.
that it
Hmm.
made me realize that, okay, it's the story is about these two characters.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really not, the external things are just happening so that the story can become epic. Right? I'm specifically like talking about love stories here for sure.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
But like even other movies as well, like even other things, other genre movies that you watch or anything.
Yeah.
It's about that one character and then other things happening in their lives externally that are affecting their lives for sure. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you're coming out victorious.
I am seeing for the first time, like, I know media has a very huge impact on us as humans, and
Absolutely.
it can be either you get influenced in a way that doesn't exactly work for you, or you get influenced in a way that basically just fits your story and you just, make it into something which works for you. And I think so you made that happen for yourself, Jasmeet, because I don't think a lot of people look at it like that, because you do give your 100% as well. And
Yeah.
then you say that if this is not working, probably that's how it's meant to be. That's how my story is supposed to go. And
Yeah.
and that's very rare to actually look at, and that's so beautiful way to look at your life, that
Thank you.
what's in my
Thank you.
control, I will do that. What's not in my control, fine, what can I do
Fine.
about it?
And what can you do about it? You cannot do anything about it, right? And so I think I would definitely want to give credit for this to my parents, that they've always been these people who have kept even their inner child alive till now.
Wow, so
Like they
rare.
they used to like engage in activities that used to just random activities, like my mom wants to eat two ice creams, she's going to eat two ice creams that day. you know if my dad wants to enjoy this one particular evening for himself, he's doing it, right? So I think it definitely comes a lot from the environment that you come
Mm,
from, the kind
mm,
of we definitely cannot ignore these factors even as being
definitely.
psychologists.
Yeah.
I think we cannot ignore these factors of, the kind of environment that you grew up in, the kind of people that were around you,
Yeah.
and of course your intrinsic nature to some extent, right? But I think this thing of not taking life too seriously is something that is definitely given to me by my parents. I specifically remember a point when I was very little. I was just telling mom that I had run out of things to do, because
Okay.
coloring कर ली, घर खेल लिया, अब क्या करे, like what am I supposed to do, right? And
Yeah.
I went to my mom and I told her like, मम्मी मैं बोर हो रही हूँ यार. And मम्मी कह रही कोई नहीं, बोर हो जाओ, it's okay. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean by that? She's like, कुछ मत करो. मैंने कहा ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है? कह रही हाँ कुछ मत करो. You want to like lie down and stare at the ceiling? Do that. You know, just keep doing that. It's okay. कभी कभी बोर भी होना चाहिए लाइफ में.
So refreshing. It's such a refreshing perspective, I must say that. कभी कभी कुछ नहीं करना चाहिए. Just it's like five
कुछ मत
star
करो.
खाओ और सो जाओ. Like do nothing.
हाँ.
5 star,
हाँ.
do nothing.
कुछ मत करो, कोई जरूरत नहीं है कुछ करने की, कभी कभी बस बैठ जाओ. इट्स ओके. यू नो. And again, sometimes I think in my life, I think it tied up to a lot of things. Like not doing anything sometimes, just getting bored, not constantly trying to change how I felt in a
Hmm.
moment.
Yeah.
That's how it also tied up to this. It tied up to again knowing when to give up on
Yeah.
something. So yeah, it over a period of time, this one little thing of just getting bored translated into so many different things
Yeah.
in my life. I'm again surprised myself that this is how my life has turned out to be, man. I mean, this is great, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm surprised at my life also sometimes. Wow, kya hua? Just like a movie. I'm fascinated by my life, just like a movie.
I am so happy that there is somebody out there who has taught their child that it's okay to do nothing.
Yeah,
I don't think so we do that often, or we ever teach children that it's okay, do nothing. That's all right to not do anything sometimes.
yeah, and I think it also might have come from कि भाई वो मेरे से फ्रस्ट्रेट हो गए थे कि इसको कुछ ना कुछ देते रहना चाहिए करने के लिए, इसको कुछ चाहिए करने के लिए, and this that and stuff. I think I don't know how it came
Happened
out.
naturally. Like I'm so
It just
frustrated. This
happened.
child
Yeah,
always wants something to do.
like don't know anything now. Sit.
So these are really beautiful stories. Also, also everybody who is watching, beach mein glitches honge. So please understand, internet and life is not always stable. So coming back
This
to
is a big twist and a
yeah,
new thing that happened in our story right
yes,
now.
definitely होता रहता है, life है.
बिल्कुल.
So another thing which I really want you to tell us is that you shared so many things. We actually discussed about so many concepts, and I loved it how beautifully it turned out. As you've shared your story of you have gone through some hardships, and you told us that you finally just sometimes you were like that, I've tried enough, let me just give up, or you had a
Yeah.
community of people who were basically honest with you, and
Hmm.
that also helped you in your growth.
Yeah.
So now that we actually get this all together, what would you actually want the listeners to take away from your stories? Or is there something which you think that I hope that the listeners understood from your story? Or you like,
Um.
yeah,
Yeah.
anything.
Okay. So I don't think I would want to give suggestions or ideas or anything.
Hmm.
Like if someone's getting inspired with what I said, great. I'm honored to feel that way as well.
Yeah.
But I would definitely say that craft your own life, like build your own life. You don't have to listen to anybody. You don't have to, you can listen, you can take opinions, you can
Hmm.
definitely get more perspective on things. Definitely do that from the people who you trust and you can depend upon, for
Yeah.
sure. But at the end of the day, do what you feel like. I think that's something that I would want other people to take. Even if it's a mistake,
Yeah.
just do it. You know, just it's okay to do it. It's absolutely fine to make mistakes. It's absolutely fine. Because फाइनली जब तुम गलतियाँ करोगे तुम्हें अपने बारे में ही इतनी सारी चीज़ें समझ में आ जाएँगी कि मेरे लिए क्या काम किया, क्या नहीं किया। अच्छा इस सिचुएशन में मैंने ये किया था, दिस हैपेंड,
Yeah.
राइट?
Yeah.
Um, so that is something that really worked. Uh, I would want the listeners to take this at least from my life, that craft your own life. take opportunities, take chances, anything, even if it means school में कुछ debate competition and you don't even know the D of debate, still do it. You know, just do it. So yeah, I think that would be my advice and suggestion that they can take at least
Hmm.
from this.
This is an interesting one. I felt like Nike का हमने slogan बोल दिया, just do it.
Just do it.
So just do it.
Just do
And
it.
funnily enough, I know somebody who uses this, just do it, in their life. And they just do it because they had an issue with, thinking too much about something and then not being able to do it. So they now
Yeah.
just do it. This is so
Yeah.
funny. But at the same time, this is such a beautiful takeaway to actually have, Jasmeet, because I believe that a lot of us are never taught that making mistakes are like is a part of life. And if you don't, how will you know about yourself? How will you know that something doesn't work for you?
Yeah.
You need to really try out that hideous, maybe vegetable, which you think that is like gonna taste horrible to actually know it tastes horrible.
Yeah. Like I think this one thing that I've really like, this is something that I carry again till now, which is that I would rather regret something that I did than regret something that I didn't do for
Oh,
the rest of
wow.
my life.
Yes, definitely. Whatever we have said in this podcast, people, please take it with a pinch of salt. Do it at your own way. Do it in your own way, like Jasmeet said. Craft
Yeah.
your life according to you, and don't take just anybody's advice and just do it because they said it. Do it because
Yeah,
you want to do it as well.
absolutely.
And now, I think so. I would like to pause here and end the podcast here on the note that thank you so much. And I know I've said thank you 100 times, but it takes a lot of courage to just come up here and actually share your personal life and personal opinion about life and your journey about mental health. Because I don't think so. A lot of us would be able to actually just face the camera and be like, this happened and I did that. So
See, I'm
thank you so much.
living my other career through this, being on camera.
Uh,
I think this is how I'm living it. I guess so, but yes. So thank you again for having me here, Harshita. Honestly, thank you for giving me this opportunity to explore and
Yeah,
see what will it turn out into. And
definitely.
yeah,
And to everybody who is listening to this podcast, I hope you had something to take away from this episode. Please like, share, subscribe, or do whatever. If it's a Instagram, please follow. And if you are interested in actually, coming on my podcast or talking to me, you can email me at the cozy mind by harshita@gmail.com. And if not, that's also okay. And at the end, I would like to say if you can't find hope, I wish hope finds you instead. And at this point, I would like to pause. I would like to say bye, take care, and stay hopeful, people. Bye, Jasmeet.
bye, Harshita. Thank you.